For today's Entrepreneur's Mind story, we bring you Kevin Otiende, the Managing Director, CALLA PR, a firm that has been running for close to 2.5 years now. And here is his story.
Well, my name is Kevin Otiende. I'm the Managing Director of CALLA PR. We are essentially a strategic communications firm operating in this market, formed in 2017. It was February of 2017, essentially to just offer the public relations services for corporates, government bodies, international, multinational organizations, as well as specific campaigns. I've been in the industry long enough, 10 years now, cutting across the media and ending up in a communications agency. Now, I'm inspired by a number of things. The first is I like to own processes. I always like to be in charge of everything I do, not just in my career, but as a person. I just like to be in control of, every aspect of everything that I'm involved in. Now, I get to the media and I realize I was wrong the whole time. I'm wired to be one or two things, but there's 40 other things you can be in the media. But no one taught me how to be a producer. No one taught me how to be a scriptwriter. No one taught me how to be an editor. No one taught me how to be an auto cue operator. No one taught me, in fact, in the media there is even the position of a guest relations manager. Your job is just to go to the parking lot and get your interviewee up the studio, So because of this, while I enjoyed the thrill, the adrenaline, deadlines, because I'm personally an adrenaline junkie, I love the fast life. I get there and realize, yes, I enjoy it, but then I can only be an anchor for how long? What's the next role? Like, I want to grow. I'm a reporter. What next? The current reporters are not leaving their roles. They're not going anywhere. So that means that I'm stuck here. My salary is this much, I'm stuck here. I think that's when, at a very early stage, I prepared myself to constantly be on the lookout for what next. And that's how I ended up in PR, because it's more strategic. Media is just one of 100 things that we do in PR, So that's how I ended up starting my own firm, and before that, going into PR.
Kevin mentions to us of what it takes for one to join the PR business and how the market has received it so far.
Difference. Every business that you start, whether it's PR or not, you need to first, most importantly, begin by identifying the gaps. Because find the problem, find a solution, and your solution becomes the product. And that's the difference. But now here it's in reverse. You find a product to an existing problem. So that's, for me, that's the most important aspect you need to find a gap, and let that be your entry point. So far it's been really good, because between when we started to date, it's been about 2.5 years now. I think we've handled more than 60 clients cutting across corporates, multinationals, some government accounts, specific campaigns that we've handled since then. So based on the numbers alone, numbers don't lie. Based on numbers alone, based on referrals, based on client feedback, the market has wholly embraced our business model.
Differentiating your firm from the rest depends on one's character and the various services provided. Kevin takes us through some of the offered services and explains why a client will choose CALLA PR.
So in terms of the services, we have the overarching pillar, which is strategic communication. Now, under strategic communication, you have public relations, you have business-to-business matching, you have corporate communications, we have executive positioning, we have crisis management, digital PR, media monitoring, research and analytics, as well as data processing. In terms of the sectors, We are in a number of sectors, very many actually. Financial services, retail, banking, manufacturing, hospitality, tourism and trade, as well as a number of many other key sectors, including the SME sector, because that's the SME sector is like the engine of our economy. That's what's powering our growth as an economy. But the one thing we have, number one, which is the most important, is the skill. We have the skill to meet our clients that are at their point of need, at their pain points. Number two, we have the networks to ensure business success and continuity for our clients. And that's basically it. We not only have the skill, we also have the networks, the right energy, the right manpower to ensure business continuity and success. But the greatest joy is we work behind the curtains to deliver, moving campaigns that have an impact on the daily lives of people, not just in this market, but in the continent as a whole. We have taken part in social campaigns. We have literally devised them from scratch. We are behind initiatives that touch the daily lives of the people, whether it's in health, whether it's in manufacturing, but we've seen the impact that the campaigns we've put together have had on the people, and most specifically, the improvement and advancement of daily lives of the people.
In terms of affordability, the Managing Director CALLA PR talks of how PR cannot be measured in quantity, but rather in quality.
So yeah, PR is not a mass market service. What our clients are offering most times is mass market. Most times, I think 90% of the time, is designed for public consumption. But what we offer to our clients before they get to their clients is not mass market. It's very business to business. So we don't advertise. We don't go around soliciting for business, because one, the people who need PR, the organizations, entities that need PR, know exactly their objectives, and they have understood how to meet their objectives, and PR is one of the most, guaranteed way to meet certain objectives. But you can't measure PR exclusively on numbers. You need to go into the quality. Did I change perceptions? Are people aware about me and what I'm doing? Do they have the right information about my organization? Those are the key things that people need to look at, which is why it's very expensive, or not. It could be affordable. You could have the money, but it's not necessarily practical for everyone to enlist the services of a PR firm.
For every level of business, starting from setup, leveling to stabilization, challenges is one thing that gets rare to avoid, and not just in PR.
We run the business, and there is a lot of recurrent expenditure that no one prepares you for. Number one, I also made the mistake of trying to hire my former classmates, my friends. That was probably the biggest mistake I made. That when they came here, they failed, I think subconsciously, to see me as the boss. Like, this is my organization. I'm the one saying what happens here. So there was a lot of situations where someone will just text me like, hey, I'm not coming today and tomorrow. And I feel powerless about it. Because one, he's my friend. Two, he's my classmate. Three, I know all his problems. If I let go of him today, tomorrow what is he going to eat? Something like that. So that's the second one. The third mistake, or rather challenge, was no one prepares you for the dynamics of the market. Like, when you're employed, your salary is there on the 30th. When you're in business, it's subject to, when you're in business, your payment is subject to the terms and conditions of the other business. Now, you do your business and there's a clause there that we will pay within 90 days, and you're a small business. How do you survive 90 days without being paid as a small business? You need to pay your rent, you need to pay a few suppliers here and there, you know. So those are some of the daily challenges. And then again, finding the right talent is always a problem. You need to constantly train. Now, there's the normal startup challenges of having to train and retrain, and then as soon as you've trained really nicely, someone is perfect, of course, you're preparing that person for another person. So they get another job and they quickly go. So these are normal startup challenges that not just me, but every other entity, not just in PR, but across businesses. Now, in terms of the next 5 years and in view of what I just said, there's a lot of growth happening here. Kenya is a very mature market, and because of that, many multinationals are looking to set up here. So we are seeking to tap into, you know, the increasing globalization of the entire market, where you don't have to go to the US to get a specific service, or someone coming from the US does not necessarily need to come with an expert from the US. They know they can come to the Kenyan market, and this happens a lot in this market. You know, you can come to Kenya and get the exact same service you would have gotten in Europe, in America, if not better.
And to the young entrepreneurs,
number one, I think businesses don't need to copy each other. Find what it is that you're good at and try and offer that. You know, another thing, we don't need to try and bring each other down. We have a culture of overly criticizing the steps taken by another person, especially as young guys. You know, there's a phrase I saw recently: no candle loses its shine by lighting another candle. You remain a candle. It's imperative that we support each other, regardless of our background. Economies that grow are grown by people who appreciate the importance of the whole ecosystem of service in every aspect of it.
For the entrepreneur's mind, Timothy Zawadi.